I am Niko, a Norwegian man in my best age suffering from trigeminal neuralgia. Since 2014, I have faced the worst pain and the challenges of living with a chronic illness. I've been linked to the sofa and spent the better part of 3 years watching myself deteriorate. Then I decided to take my life back, and step by step, I moved longer and longer away from the sofa, and slowly I got back in the game. I have learned to live with my illness, and I'm here to tell you that if I can do it, so can you. It's time to get out of the sofa and back in the game.
Hello guys, welcome on board Liv. Liv is the name I chosen for the boat. That is my wife's name. She has two names, and Liv is the lesser used name, so I thought I used that name because I love my wife and I'm getting in love with this boat as well. Today I'm gonna start doing something in here. It's been ashore or in its new port for 2 days. Yesterday it was raining. It's Easter, so it's very limited what I can do. You can hear sounds very well, and there's a lot of people around in other boats, so I don't want to disturb them too much, but I'm gonna start taking things apart and take a closer look at what needs to be done, what parts to replace, and what I need to build, or what I should just paint. There's a lot of plans I haven't made yet, but one thing is certain: those plates need to come off. They're rotting away, this one and that one. Also this lid for the stove is kind of, I might want to fix that one or replace it. Maybe this whole top. I haven't looked very good into, there's a sink underneath here, so but maybe I'll change the top on this as well. Then it's the engine cover. That's just gonna be painted, I think. Make a new door for this. So this becomes a locker for the gas. And the steering console. I haven't decided what to do yet, but I'm gonna do something, because right now when I'm sitting here, my knees touches the rudder all the time, or not the rudder, but the steering wheel. So I need to do something there. Of course I could move the seat further back, but then very soon it will start to come in conflict with the lid over the sink. So I might rebuild this whole thing. I won't bother with the inside of this door for now. Those plates here, I'm probably gonna paint them. I don't think this color is nice. It looks kind of unfinished. And those benches also needs attending. I'm short on some lids down there. And it needs some refreshing. So I can't buy anything today because all the stores are closed. So I'm gonna take off everything that I think I need to take off. And I know there is some plywood back at my sister's place, so I might take some of it with me and try to make new parts up in her garage where there's some saws and stuff. So yeah, but let's start to put things apart.
sure could use some air down here and dry it out. This has nails instead of screws like this one. And then it's screwed in there. Looks very big, but not long. But it's, I don't know the English word for it. It's Long Friday, we call it in Norway, in Easter. So it's not only a holy day, it's a holy day for some, and you're not supposed to make too much noise. So in this harbor, sounds goes very far. I can hear people talk across the harbor. So I'm not gonna start knocking around. So I'm gonna do what I normally hate. Just to unscrew all the screws I can unscrew, and that means that I'm going over to the other side. But this lid does not necessarily need to be replaced. This plate has the same issue, a lot of nails. So I'm gonna start working on this steering console instead, and open up and see what's underneath, and try to make a plan for how I'm gonna do this. This old dashboard was attached with just 2 screws, and the whole thing looks kind of unfinished. So let's see what we have here. It's kind of a mess. It's a loose contact there. I don't know what it's for. That needs to be figured out. You see the steering mechanism there. Luckily there's a lot of space to put that closer to the wall. The throttle mechanism, it shouldn't be much problem to reset that one as well. So I wonder if it's possible to dismount everything without disconnecting the gouges and the switches and all that, because there will be a lot of job to pull everything out and label it, and there's always the chance of some label coming off. But if I can take everything out of, make too much noises in the camera. If I can take everything out and just put it in there, that would be great.
Well, no, it's just a matter of those two. The USB charging and the voltmeter. And now we're talking just 4 plugs instead of a whole lot of them. This was a little bit... I've never done this before. There's 2 more screws here. I'll loosen those ones. Yeah, it's hard to film. There's no place to set a camera, so it's hard to film while doing it. So I'm gonna put you over here. Looks like this could be polished as well. This is great. I didn't know that. There's a lot of some sort of gears, so I can adjust where I want it. Because I was afraid that if I took it too close to there, it would stop in a wall. That just means I can angle it some different, and we will have no problem. That's great. And then like this. Those screws probably also needs to steer there. A little bit of cleaning would be great, so I'm gonna buy... I have a steel brush, I think. Also buy some brake cleaner or something. So now I had the throttle mechanism off, put it down there, and now it's just a matter of this one, which is the stopping button. You just push a wire to block the air intake. I need to see how I can get that off. Then there's the rudder, and then we can take off all the plates. And when I've done that, I think I'm gonna take the plates with me that I already have off and drive to my sister's place and see if there's some plywood there I can use to make a new one. It kind of bothers me that I don't have a measuring stick or tape here to measure out this full length, so I need to come up with something to fix that. But other than that, we should be okay. Now I moved over to my sister's garage, where I'm thinking about making new pieces for the steering console, so I can have a better looking console that is also more suitable for my needs. So yeah, let's turn the camera. The last guy who made this, as you can see, it's rounded here and all that, so I just measure up. Here. I can see the outlining of where the gauges has been. So just measure up the outlinings and draw that into the board, and then I have to make an inner drawing. So the plan is I want a more narrow and a little bit longer instrument cluster. And this piece under here is perfect for that. It's a little bit too long, I guess. I have to go a little bit on the feeling here because I didn't have this in the boat. But I know that this was too wide, So I guess if I go maybe 10 centimeters longer, that will be probably all right, or maybe 8 centimeters. I will still have plenty of rooms for all that is supposed to be on that board anyway. So I'm just going to draw up, and then I will bore out some hole, and yeah, you get the picture. I don't have a camera stand with me right now, and my GoPros were flat on battery, so I'm using my phone. So I'm just going to set up my phone and try for the best. I did some measurement before I started filming because I was so eager that I just started. So I know that it needs to be 24.5 centimeters wide and 19 centimeters tall or high or whatever. So also I made up some marking 19, so I know I can just put it alongside here and it will be straight, hopefully, and then the nice thing now is I can drill straight through here, because right under here is just old material that I'm going to scrap anyway. So then I have almost a flat surface, but it doesn't matter if I bore a little bit too far. Just gonna try to stabilize it a little bit more. So there it is. This goes away. Not seeing much because of my arm, I know. Ta-da! I don't know how much you saw about that before the camera shook off, but so now it's just a matter of those other things and how to solve that. Since this is a shorter one, actually a little bit too short for this one, I need to figure out something smart. Let me think about that for a while. come on. Those screws are breaking for nothing. I wish I had a bore so I could pre-drill some holes in it, but I don't, or I'm not, so just try again. Be careful about it. Now I have a hole. Let's just so what I might need to do is dismantle this from this to make it easier to get in there. Just trying to remember how it was. If it was fitted on the let's look at, I think it was those screws. No, there was no washer there, so interesting. Let me see if I have enough wire to illustrate it for you. It goes like this, so this part right here is touching the wall, so I need it to be more like this. Which means I have to fix this one later. Maybe make a new plate. It should be hard because I need to jank that out of there and I will destroy that one. Or just cut in a new square hole. Unless there's any possibility. No, it's not. That's a pity. Okay. And let's just, I'm letting this stay like this for now. So it's out of the way. And I'm probably going to start with fixing back the steering unit. Yeah. I also need this hole to be a little bit bigger. It wasn't much, so I guess if I take some out of the, even out the hole a little, this is very hard wood. Doing that with a knife is not ideal. But it was very close to getting inside there, so I'm just gonna try to rip off some imperfections in the hole. I didn't film this yesterday because I was running low on battery, but I didn't have a hole saw that was large enough, so I drew a line and I cut it out with this stab saw, or what, I don't know the English word for that either, but that's with a blade that you just use around. Which of course made the result not perfect, but it's going to be hidden behind a washer anyway, so that does not matter. The only thing that matters is that the rudder fits.
try not to spin the wheel too much, because as long as I don't spin the wheel too much, there's limited oil coming out. So let's connect the hoses. Probably easier said than done, or oh, this works. It's nothing better when you're just twisting something 1/4 at a time, or less than 1/4 at a time. There's nothing better than to feel that things are finally tightened up, and you know that you're getting there. So, I have the rudder again with some air in the system. That is to be expected. I don't know how much oil got out of here, this reservoir, so I'm gonna check that out if it's possible. That needs a refill, no doubt about that. But that's a minor thing. But okay, this wood cracked on me, and those corners are gone. This one cracked when I screwed it in, so in the future I'm gonna replace this with another one. I don't have the money for that right now. I'm probably also gonna change this one to something more new looking, or just paint it up, I don't know. Maybe also change the ignition locker. This one is kind of skewed, but okay, it doesn't matter. So I have to make a new one sooner or later of this. I don't know when. I want this boat to be drivable. So that's pre number one. You can see it's also not entirely lined up. So I'm gonna make a new and better version of this. I probably buy all the instruments and a new plate and take it with me to where I make this stuff, so I can make it properly right away. Or maybe just don't have this plate and just have the instruments in small holes. I don't know. The most exciting thing, I thought would be the most exciting thing, at least, is this hole, because as you remember, I did not have the exact measurements, so I tried to make the best out of it. So let's see if that fits.
That was the easiest part. Well, it looks good from afar, but far from good. But at least I have better room for my knees. I can turn the steering wheel while sitting better. That's nice. I still can stand up, have a good grip on the steering wheel. That's nice. So all in all, this is the first thing I ever did of carpentry that is close to this. So even if it didn't turn out perfect, I'm kind of happy. I know I have to switch out this plate once more or make another one, maybe in a better material than this. I think it's pine, but I can't complain. Of course, I still need to fix the throttle mechanism. Oh, come on. So if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you guys anything, and subscribe if you haven't done that. This channel is kind of multi-purpose because I do want to show boating and boating life. I want to show other things I do, but it also has this deeper meaning of showing that it is possible to live an active life even if you have a chronic illness or a disability or something that makes a seemingly normal life hard to live. But by trying my best and doing whatever I can when I can, I want to show you guys that it is possible. And I'm living with chronic pain, and still I fear living a life where I just sit down on a sofa and don't do anything. So that's why I'm out here on YouTube, to show you guys that it is possible. You just have to make adjustments. And it's not always about working, it's not always about exhausting yourself, but trying to find something you can do in your pace and with the strength you have. But everything is better than just sitting in the sofa. That said, I also spend a lot of time in my sofa, but when that becomes a lifestyle, there is some red warning lights that should start to flash, because there's so much more to life than just sitting still and watching TV or doing nothing and scrolling up and down on TikTok and all that. I do my part of that as well, but I always try to find a reason to get out of the sofa and back in the game. And once I was a workaholic. I'm still a workaholic, but I need to reduce the amount of work and work slower, and admit that things take longer time than it used to, but still I'm able to do some, and for all it's worth, I'm trying to show you guys that it is possible. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I see you on the next one.